Assalamualaikum. Today, we are going to learn about revaluation and adjustment for depreciation. There are some issues related to revaluation of non-current asset. Non-current assets could be non-depreciable like land or depreciable like building, motor vehicles, and machines. For non-depreciable asset, no issue arises other than revaluation itself. We only need to identify whether it is surplus or deficit. For depreciable asset, any revaluations will affect the amount of depreciation. Revaluation surplus lead to underprovided depreciation. Revaluation deficit lead to overprovided depreciation. Okay, let's look at this example. On 1st January 2020, Big Berhad acquired 100% of the ordinary shares of Small Berhad for business diversification. On the date of acquisition, the retained profit of Small Berhad was 895,000. Given below are the statement of financial position of both companies as at 31st December 2021. So for Big Berhad, it has non-current asset comprising of land 5 million and 10,000, building 10 million, and investment in ordinary shares of Small Berhad at cost 7,166,400. Whereas Small Berhad, it has land amounting to 4 million and building amounting to 5,701,000. The current asset of Big Berhad is 1,795,600 and Small Berhad 856,000. Equity of Big Berhad comprised of 11 million ordinary shares and retained profit amounting to 12,096,000, whereas equity of Small Berhad comprised of 5 million ordinary shares and retained profit of 5,104,000. And they have current liabilities, trade payables of 876,000 for Big Berhad and 453,000 for Small Berhad. Additional information: on the date of acquisition, the fair value of a piece of land of Small Berhad was 500,000 more than its carrying value, whereas the building of Small Berhad was 300,000 more than its carrying value, and the remaining useful life of the building is another 15 years. Okay, so with this additional information, what we are going to do, we are required to prepare the consolidated statement of financial position. What we are going to do? First, we are going to identify whether the revaluation is surplus or deficit, and secondly, identify whether depreciation is underprovided or overprovided. So, from here we can see the calculation of goodwill. So at this time, when we want to calculate the goodwill, we can see that the fair value of net asset of Small Berhad comprised of ordinary share capital 5 million, pre-acquisition retained profit 895,000, and we also add here revaluation of land. Revaluation of land amounting to 500,000 and revaluation of building amounting to 300,000. So revaluation, the value of revaluation of land 500,000 and revaluation of building 300,000 form part of fair value of net asset of Small Berhad on the date of acquisition 1st January 2020. So now the fair value of net asset of Small is 6,695,000. Okay, so this amount will be compared with consideration transferred of 7,166,400, and we can see the difference is 471,400, and this amount is goodwill on consolidation. Goodwill on consolidation. So as a quick fact, revaluation surplus or deficit from the revaluation form part of fair value of net asset on the date of acquisition of the subsidiary, and the fair value of net asset 6,695,000 include these two adjustments. Okay. And as usual, we are going to compare the consideration transferred and fair value of net asset to find the goodwill 471,400. After that, we are going to analyze the retained profit of Small Berhad and retained profit of Big Berhad. Okay, so we analyze first the retained profit of Small Berhad. Retained profit of Small Berhad from the example is 5,104,000, and then we have to minus the pre-acquisition profit of 895,000. Okay, just now there is a revaluation of building. Revaluation of building of 300,000, and the remaining useful life is 15 years. The remaining useful life is 15 years. So because of there is a revaluation, the amount of depreciation is actually underprovided. How much it is underprovided? It is underprovided by 300,000 divided by 15 years. 300,000 divided by 15 years. So the answer is 20,000. So we have to deduct the 20,000 from the retained profit of Small Berhad. Okay, so at the end, the retained profit of Small Berhad is 4,189,000. And this 4,189,000 will be added to the retained profit of Big Berhad, 12,096,000. Okay, we can read from here. The surplus on revaluation result in underprovided depreciation, and the amount of underprovided depreciation will be deducted from Small Berhad profit. And the calculation is underprovided depreciation of building 300,000 divided by 15 years, and the answer is 20,000 per annum. And lastly, the balance of small retained profit is added to the group retained profit and brought to consolidated statement of financial position. Okay. Lastly, we prepare the consolidated statement of financial position. So from here, we can see that the land of the subsidiary and the land of the parent is added together, and there is another item to be added to the land, that is revaluation amount of 500,000. Revaluation of 500,000 here. Why we have to add the 500,000? Because the land of the subsidiary has been revalued and the value increased by 500,000. As for the building, we have to add together the building of the parent, 10 million, and the building of the subsidiary, 5,701,000. At the same time, one of the building of the subsidiary was revalued, and the surplus on revaluation is 300,000. And we know that building is a depreciable asset, and the remaining useful life of this particular building is another 15 years. So 300,000 divided by 15 years equal to 20,000. So because of the building has been underprovided by 20,000, so we have to minus 20,000 here from the total amount of carrying amount of building. So the value of land of the group is 9,510,000, and the carrying value of the building is 15,981,000. And goodwill on consolidation just now is 471,400, and current asset is 2,651,600. Equity, the equity comprised of equity share, ordinary share of the parent, 11 million, and the group retained profit as per calculated in previous page, 16,285,000, and don't forget that we have current liabilities of the group amounting to 1,329,000. So we have completed preparing the consolidated statement of financial position, as at 31st December 2021 for Big Berhad and its subsidiary Small Berhad. That is all. Assalamualaikum.